Welcome to part 4 of the 5-part Coach Edu Tour de France 2016 competition. Parts 1, 2 and 3 have given you how to create your account, how to log into my competition, as well as the general how to play. Now I'll be having a closer look at as far as how to choose your team and team management, and the final part is going to be an overall look at who will be the key riders to watch over the course of the Tour de France, as far as who will be the people to watch on the punchy stages, the sprinters, the time trial specialists, the GC contenders, the specialist climbers, as well as the young rider white jersey contenders. But let's get stuck into exactly how it is that you go about managing your team. If I click on the team management section over there, you'll see you have a list of riders appearing here on the right hand side of the screen, and these are divided up into, they're grouped together by teams. So you got all the AG2R riders together, then all the Astanas, BMC Racing, Bora Aragon, etc. running down. Then what you'll see there is the number of the percentage that these riders have been selected. So for instance, if I look here, 24% of the people playing in the total tournament at the moment have selected Richie Porte, while if you scroll down to, say for instance, Team Sky, you'll see that 3% have chosen Geraint Thomas, 42% have chosen Chris Froome, and this is for the opening round, and the opening round involves sprinter stages, and obviously Chris Froome isn't going to be contesting a sprinter stage. He might be thereabouts as far as trying not to lose time on the second punchy stage up the category 3 climb, but there's no ways that Chris Froome is going to be earning people bucket loads of points over the first 5 stages of the race, which is about the first 3 rounds. Is only going to be really coming into its own once we get into the climbing stages. So when it comes to choosing your first round of riders, choose carefully. So say for instance, I know somebody that I'm definitely going to be having on my list will be under Tinkoff. I won't be choosing Alberto Contador because he's a GC contender. I'll only be choosing him once we start getting into the climbing stages. But I will obviously be choosing Peter Sagan, and the way you select your team members, you go to, for instance, here down to Peter Sagan, click on Peter Sagan, and there he is. He appears in the team list. If I then go to, say, choose Rafa Majka for instance, and now I wanted to choose Alberto Contador, it tells me I've already used the maximum 2 selections from Tinkoff. It won't allow me to do that. So then if I'm wanting to put Contador in, I'd first need to drop Majka out, and then I can then add Alberto Contador into the mix. Now if I've got Alberto Contador and Sagan, and I want to choose Tinkoff as a team, it's no longer a selection there. So if I transfer Contador out, I can then choose Tinkoff as a potential team. So if I go there to choose teams, I can now choose Tinkoff as a potential team, which I won't choose because Tinkoff won't have lots of riders up there at the front at the beginning of the sprinter stages. So I would be choosing a team based on who's likely to have sprinters up in the mix as far as my team selections are concerned. So that's how you go about choosing your team. Make your selections really carefully. Obviously once the round is started, I'll go through the process where how I chose my team, but that will only be happening later on Saturday. The next video that I'll be having coming up, which is the final video in the series, will, as I mentioned, will be who to watch on what type of stages. So that brings us to the end of part 4 of the 5-part series, and remember, until we meet again, stay carved up for the win, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.